We drifted farther than we meant to. Your silence louder than any fight we had. I held your scarf on the balcony rail. The river breeze kept replaying what we said. You turned away first, pretending you were fine, and I watched your outline blur into the night. You walked into that hospital room like a ghost, trying not to let me see you were hurting. I brought flowers but they wilted in the rain, just like the promises we made but didn't keep. You laughed it off, I'm okay, you said, but your trembling hands were telling me instead. And I remember it all so well. The rain on your coat, the taste of farewell. You said you'd stay, but we both knew you wouldn't. Push me away because you thought you shouldn't love me the way you do, though it scares you to hell. Yeah, you remember it too, all too well. The framed photo on your desk, us on the shoreline, sunlight in our hair. You hid it when your friends came by, afraid of what they'd say or what you'd feel. But I saw the way you lingered when alone, tracing the glass like it was my skin, my home. You told me once you'd cross oceans for me, but then a tide came and you couldn't swim. You thought letting go was protecting me, but all you did was drown both of us in guilt. You said it's better if we're strangers, while staring like you didn't believe a word. We met again on that rooftop, the city lights shimmering like broken dreams. You said my name like a prayer or a curse, voice breaking as you tried not to cry. And I realized you never stopped loving me, you just stopped believing you deserved to. So here I stand at the shoreline again, waves brushing against my feet like you used to. You walked towards me breathless, determined, no more running, no more vague apologies. And the moment your hand finds mine again, the world finally feels quiet, finally feels right. The wind carries your laughter back to me, through streets we once walked afraid to speak. I see the trembling in your hand, the hesitation that held you in defeat. But now the mask is gone, the walls are dust beneath the sky, and in your gaze I finally see the boy who never learned to lie. We crossed the harbor one last time, every wave whispers the truth we've earned. No more running, no more pretending, no more bridges we've left burned. Your heartbeat matches mine, like tides sinking under moonlight spell. And I realize love isn't fragile, it's a force we survived and it's ours to quell. And I remember it all too well, every scar, every fight, every tear we fell. But this time the shore is ours to hold, no secrets, no silence, no stories untold. We've been broken but we rise, we swell, and finally we remember it all too well. The city fades behind us like a dream, the night air salty and sweet. your fingers entwined with mine. Every heartbeat a promise we repeat. No fear of the past, no weight of mistakes, only the warmth of the love we make. And I swear to keep this moment anchored in us, no tides can take. Remember when we almost gave up, when the world pressed too hard against our hearts. We were bruised, afraid, broken, but every ending became a start. I see your smile under the street lamp glow, a light that banished every shadowed fear. And in that smile I finally know home isn't a place, it's you near. I've waited for the sunrise, every lonely night, every silent cry. I've memorized your every scar, every hidden tear you tried to hide. We promised to fight, to forgive, to bend, to rise through the storms and never pretend. No more mask, no more chains, only laughter in the aftermath of pain. And every wave that reaches the shore carries our love stronger than before. And we remember it all too well. The heartbreak, the longing, the nights we fell. But now we stand unbroken, unbound, with feet in the sand, hearts safe and sound. We survived the tides, the pain, the swell, and finally we remember it all too well. We met in the storm by the harbor lights, your coat dripping from the rain. You looked at me like I was trouble, but your voice gave away your pain. You said you never trusted chaos, I said I never trusted fate. But our hands brushed on that railing, and everything changed too late. I still remember that neon glow reflecting in your guarded eyes. You told me you didn't break easily, but baby, I could hear the lies. You kept adjusting your mask, pretending control. I kept laughing too loudly, hiding the holes. And I remember it all too well, the nights at the pier where you almost fell. Not from height, but from the truth you wouldn't tell. You said we can't as your fingers shook. I memorized every fleeting look. God, we were fragile, and I loved you all too well. Your father's voice echoed through your phone while we stood silent on the edge. You mouthed, I'm fine, but your posture broke like a prisoner at the ledge. I mocked your perfect sentences, you mocked my reckless heart. But under every insult, we were desperate not to fall apart. Remember the night in the black sedan, your voice trembling in the rain. You said I didn't understand you, but I understood your shame. You said if they find out, it ruins us both. I said if you deny it, you'll ruin your oath. And I remember it all too well, the rooftop confession, cut short by your fields as well. You looked at me like I was salvation, then acted like I was temptation. We were a storm no map could quell. Remember the night you almost kissed me, but froze mid-step, breath unsteady. You whispered, not here, not now, but God, we both were ready. Your pulse was racing through your sleeve, mine was trembling in reply. Your lips inches from the truth, but your fear taught you to lie. Remember the night you dragged me into the car, headlights slicing through the rain. You said it wasn't safe to argue here, but the car felt like a cage again. Your voice was low and cracking, like you were begging me to flee, but your hand reached across the console and lingered just a second longer than need. I saw the tremor in your fingers, I saw the softness in your frown. You said I complicated everything, but still you wouldn't shut me out. You tried to be heartless in that moment, but baby, love was written all over your doubt. Then the night you found me bruised and bleeding, and your anger broke into fear. You tore open your perfect mask, your voice sharper than the atmosphere. You bandaged my shaking hands, refusing help but refusing to leave. You said, why do you make me worry? Like the words tasted like grief. And the silence after stung us both, your thumb tracing where it hurt. 'Cause for once you didn't hide your care, and it terrified you more than the dirt. You said distance was protection, but you held me like I was your world exposed. The day you pushed me away at the company doors, your voice icy like you never cared, but your grip on my sleeve said otherwise, and your eyes told me you were scared. Security passed us without question, but my heart stopped in the glare, 'cause you looked like you wanted to scream, I need you, but you couldn't dare. Then the harbor scene got where you grabbed my wrist too tight, telling me to stop ruining your life. Under flickering city lights, you said I didn't understand the weight. I said you were afraid to fight, and for a moment we were both wrong and both right. You can't stay. You don't want me to go. I never said that. You never had to. Then the jealousy in your eyes, when you saw me laughing with someone else. You forced a smile brittle as glass, like you were pretending for yourself. And later in the shadowed stairwell, you asked if I had moved on. Your voice too calm, too steady, for a heart so tightly drawn. We were different in every way, yet the same in every scar. You chased approval like oxygen, I chased freedom like a star. And in that contrast lived our ruin and our reason to begin. We were a paradox of safety and danger wrapped in skin.